Hi, my name is Elin. I am in the marketing department here at MBC, and today I'll be reading you a story, Arlo and the Great Big Cover-Up. It happened during quiet rest time. Arlo noticed a scratch on the wall just over his bed. The scratch looked like a mouth. Arlo was not allowed to get off his bed during rest time, but if he kept just one foot on the bed and stretched the other leg out, he could reach the markers on his desk. Then Arlo did a very naughty thing. He took the cap off the blue marker. He drew a nose and two eyes on the wall. Arlo felt funny. He was not allowed to draw on the walls, not with a pencil, not with a crayon, and above all, not with a marker. Arlo sat on the bed and thought. He took the cap off the brown marker and drew a frame around the face. He thought the frame might make the face look like it belonged on the wall. But Arlo's square was not quite square, and he knew his mom would not be fooled. Arlo thought some more. He grabbed some tissues from the bedside table and started scrubbing. It was no use. The marker did not come off the wall, but it did smear together. Arlo had made a big blue and brown mess. Arlo felt afraid. His mom was not going to be happy with him. He must find a way to cover up the mess on the wall before the end of quiet rest time. He got off the bed. This time he didn't even bother keeping one foot on. He dumped out his toy box, picked it up, and put it on the bed. It was no good. He still could see the mess on the wall. He piled up games on top of the toy box. The eyes on the wall kept looking at him. His heart was beating fast. He grabbed books and toys and piled them higher. Arlo had done it. The drawing could not be seen behind the towering pile of toys. Just then, he heard his mom coming up the stairs. He scrambled under the bed. "Arlo," his mom said, "where are you?" Arlo kept quiet. His mom sat down on the bed. All at once, the tower came tumbling down. "Arlo," she said, "come out here." Arlo crawled out from under the bed, but he covered his eyes. His mom picked him up and put him down on her lap. "Arlo," she said, "did you color on the wall with a marker?" Arlo kept his hands over his eyes and shook his head. His mom pulled his hands away and looked him in the eyes. "Arlo," she said again, "did you color on the wall with a marker?" He looked back at her, and this time he told the truth. "Yes," he said in a voice that could barely be heard. "Did you cover it up?" Arlo took a deep breath. "Yes," he said, a little louder this time. "Arlo," she said, "you disobeyed when you colored on the wall. You also disobeyed when you got off your bed to get your toys." Arlo threw his arms around his mother. I'm sorry I disobeyed." Arlo's mother gave him a tight squeeze. "I forgive you, Arlo." "Am I going to get a punishment?" he asked without letting go. "Yes, you have lost your screen time for today and tomorrow." Arlo felt a little sad. He liked to watch a video while he ate his afternoon snack, but he couldn't feel too sad while his mom was hugging him. Then Arlo had a thought. He sat up and with a worried voice asked, "Will I always have this mess over my bed?" Arlo's mom smiled. "I thought I would get my super sponge out from under the sink and clean it off. Would you like that?" "Oh, yes," Arlo said. As they walked downstairs to get the sponge, Arlo's mom said, "You know, sometimes when I do something wrong, I want to hide." Surprised Arlo asked, "You do? Who do you hide from?" "When I sin, I want to hide it from God. I don't want him to know about it, and I don't want to talk to him because he might find out." "That's silly," Arlo said. "God knows everything already." "I know," said his mom. "We can't hide our sin from God, and when we try, it just makes us unhappy." Arlo thought for a minute. "I was unhappy when I was hiding from you under the bed." "I know," said his mom. "And I knew that you would never be able to get the mess off the wall without my help." "I'm glad you came out and told the truth. When we tell God the truth about our sin, he is ready and waiting to help us. That's why he sent his son, Jesus." Arlo looked at the clean wall. He threw his arms around his mom again. "Thank you for washing off my mess," he said. "Cleaned up is much, much better than covered up." I chose this story today because whether young or old, we all make mistakes. And it's much, much better if we're honest about it and we tell the truth so that we can clean it up together with God's help.